민수기 16장, Numbers chapter 16. Korah son of Izhar, son of the Kodeh, the son of Levi, and the certain Reubenites, Dotan and Abiram, sons of Eliab, and the own son of Peleth, became insolent, and rose up against Moses. With them were 250 Israelite men and were known community leaders who had been appointed members of the councils. They came as a group to oppose Moses and Aaron, and said to them, "You have gone too far. The whole community is holy every one of them, and the Lord is with them. Why then do you set yourselves above the Lord's assembly?" When Moses heard this, he fell face down. Then he said to the Korah and all his followers, "In the mornings the Lord will show and who belongs to him, and who is holy, and who will have that person come near him. The man he chooses, and he will cause to come near him, and your Korah and all your followers are to do this. Take us censers, the tomorrows put the fire incense in them before the Lord. The man Lord choose will be the one who is holy. You Levites has gone too far." Moses also said to the Korah, "Now listen, you Levites, isn't it enough for you that the God of Israel separate you from the rest of the Israelite community and brought you near himself to do the work at the Lord's tabernacles and said, stand before the community and minister to them? He has brought you and all your fellow Levites near himself, but now you are trying to get the priesthood too. It is against the Lord that you and all your followers have band together. Who is Aaron that you should grumble against him? Then Moses summoned Dahan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, but they said, "We will not come. Isn't it enough that you have brought us out of the land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the desert? And now you also want to lord it over us. Moreover, you haven't brought us into the land flowing with milk and honey, or given us an inheritance of the fields and the vineyards. Will you gorge out the eyes of these men? No, we will not come." Then the messenger got angry and very said to the Lord, "Do not accept their offering. I have not taken so much as a donkey from them, nor have I wronged any of them." Moses said to the Korah, "You and all your followers are to appear before the Lord tomorrow. They and Aaron's, each man is to take his censers and put incense in it, 250 censers in oars, and present it before the Lord. You and Aaron saw each man and took his censer, put the fire and the incense in it, and stood with Moses and Aaron's old entrance to the tent of meetings. When Korah had gathered all the followers, now positioned to them at the entrance into the tent of the meeting, the glory of the Lord appeared to the entire assembly, the Lord said to the Moses and Aaron, separate yourselves from this assembly so I can put an end to them at once. But Moses and Aaron fell face down and cried out, O God, God of spirits of all mankind, will you be angry with the entire assembly when only one man sins? Then the Lord said to Moses, say to the assembly, move away from the tent of Korah, Dathan and Abiram. Moses got up and went to the Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel to followed him. He warned the assembly, move back from the tents of these wicked men, that do not touch anything belonging to them, or you will be swept away because of all their sins. So they moved away from the tents of the Korah, Dathan and Abiram. Dathan, Abiram had come out of, were standing with the wives, children, and the little ones of all the entrance to their tents. Then Moses said, this is how you will know that the Lord has sent me to the law, to do all these things, and do it not my idea. If these men die a natural death and experience only what usually happens to men, then the Lord has not sent me. But the Lord brings about something totally new, and the earth opens its mouth and swallows them with everything that belongs to them, and they will go down alive into the graves. Then you will know that these things have treated the Lord as contempt. As soon as he finished saying all this, the ground under the earth split apart, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them with their household and all the Korah's men and all their possessions with everything they owned. The earth closed over them, and they perished, and they gone from the community. At their cries, all the Israelites around them fled, shouting, the earth is going to swallow us too. And the fires came from the Lord and consumed 150 men who were offering the incense. The Lord said to Moses, tell Eleazar, son of Aaron, the priest, to take the censers out of the smoldering remains and scatters the coals come the distance away, for the censers as holy, the censers of the men who sinned. At the cost of their lives, hammers the censers into sheets to the overlay the altars, for they were presented before the Lord and have become holy. Let them be a sign to the Israelites. So Eleazar the priest collected the bronze censers brought by those who had been burnt up, and he had them hammered out the over the altars, as the Lord directed him through Moses. This was to remind the Israelites that no one except the descendant of Aaron should come to burn incense before the Lord, or he would become like Korah or his followers. The next days, the whole Israelite community grumbled against Moses and Aaron. You have killed the Lord's peoples, they said. But the assembly gathers in oppositions to Moses and Aaron and turns away the tent of meetings. Suddenly the clouds covered it, and the glory of the Lord appeared. Then the Moses and Aaron went to the front of the tent of meeting, and the Lord said to Moses, "Get away from the assembly, so I can put an end to them at once." Then they fall down. Then Moses said to the Aaron, take your censers. They put incense in it along with the fire from the altars and the holy to the assembly to take atonement for them. Wrath has come out from the Lord. A plague had started, so Aaron did as Moses said, ran into the midst of the assembly. The plague had already started among the people dead, but Aaron offered the incense and made atonement for them. So he stood between the living and the dead, and the plague stopped. But the 14,700 people died from the plague, in addition to those who had died because of Korah. Then Aaron returned to Moses at the entrance to the tent of a meeting, for the plague has stopped.